How's it digging, my shovels? This is Spade here, and today I got a standard OU match against someone by the name of Faded. And yeah, I should probably post some different tier matches, but lately I've been just kind of into OU. But I'll see. I looked into some matches I got backed up. I should still have some different tier matches, so maybe something different for next time. But this is a good match against Faded that I already mentioned. And this is with the team of Landers and friends. You know, I still had it when Landers was OU, so there is that. And well, actually over a Latias I have a Heatran, because first on this team I had a Heatran, then later on I changed that into that gimmicky Latias. But yeah, indeed on this team I got that Heatran, and on my opponent's team the main thing I'm scared of is that Breloom, because it can kind of destroy, or kind of at least 2-hit KO or 1-hit KO everything on his team, so I need to watch out for that. But other than that, I should be fine against everything else, and I have tools to play around the rest of his things. But Breloom, definitely scared of that thing. And I was kind of thinking maybe he wants to lead with that, because he could just put something to sleep and go from there, be one of those focus sash shenanigans. So I was like, let's go with Honchkrow, but he leads with the safe Rotom. Goes for the Hydro Pump, trying to check whether I'm going to be that guy who switches his Landers or even Claydol into Rotom, but I'm not going to be that guy. So just gonna go into Ferrothorn, then switch out back into Honchkrow, figuring he's gonna go into his Breloom just to put me to sleep, and then just go from there. But yeah, saw that coming, so go back into Honchkrow, just Brave Bird everything. When in doubt, Brave Bird it out. And he's gonna go into his Rotom again, not take a hit well at all, because it's a Brave Bird after all. And then I decided to play it safe, just go for the Sucker Punch as he switches out into his Breloom again. And I was still thinking maybe I can live a Mach Punch. I'm not really sure what kind of set he's running. As far as I know, it could be Bandit and he could destroy me. But I figured I would still just take my chances, just Brave Bird everything again. And this time he actually goes back into his Donphan. I was kind of thinking like he could have gone into this thing in the first place, but I guess it works out because I get to break his sturdy beyond repair. And then I decided I'm just going to go into Claydol because I can 2-KO him. And I figured I could try to either spin away his hazards, which I'm not going to do because he has this Burungeru Jellicent, so instead I'm going to get some rocks of my own up in the field and then go into my Ferrothorn to kind of hopefully wall this Jellicent, although I'm not really sure what kind of set he's running. At least he's able to cripple me with the burn, but I'm not really sure whether he has like Taunt or whatnot. But I decided I might as well check right now and just go for some spikes. But this time, again, he's going to go back into his Breloom, and at this point, Honchkrow definitely couldn't switch in because it could kind of, well, it would get destroyed by the rocks and also the Mach Punch. But yeah, he does go in his Breloom, and again, like I said at the beginning, I'm really scared of this thing. So with the right move, he could kind of destroy everything on my team, and because of that, I just decided to stay in, and also there is a high chance that he wants to just put something to sleep, because that is what Breloom always tends to do. And that is what he does. He goes for the Spore, so I get off a decently powerful Gyro Ball despite the burn that I got. So yeah, gonna be able to do some damage to him, and then I just decided to go for some spikes, because again, I'm still kind of just staying in as a potential fodder because I'm scared of that Breloom. So I just go for the spikes, but he switches out, and that kind of makes me think maybe he is Banded. But yeah, he's gonna go in his Heatran, and I don't see Balloon, I don't see Leftovers, so I was like, maybe this thing is choiced. So I decided to check with Protect, and turns out he goes for the Earth Power, so I was like, okay, maybe this thing is choiced. Who knows? So I'm gonna still stay in, and he's gonna go for the Hidden Power Eyes. So this time, first time he was obviously predicting me to go into my own Heatran, and this time he was predicting me to predict the Earth Power again and most likely go into Landers or maybe even Claydol again. But I'm gonna get off my lead seat, so that works out nicely, and now obviously I'm going to go for the Protect, so instead I'm gonna go for the Spikes, because he's gonna be predicting that Protect from my behalf. So instead, yeah, just gonna set up some spikes again, and now I believe I got all my entry hazards up, 3 layers of spikes, and then stealth rocks. So all is good in the kingdom of entry hazards. And then, because I was still kind of thinking this Breloom might be Choice Bandit, I was like, hey, let's scout again what he's going to do, and he goes for the Bullet Seed. So I'm like, okay, well, at this point, Ferrothorn is as good as dead, so I might as well try to stay in and, you know, live a hit from him. And it actually turns out he is life formed, and I still get to knock him out. So Ferrothorn, what a trooper in this match. Like, it should have died like so many turns ago, but it still managed to hang on and got up all its entry hazards and do leech cheat shenanigans and everything. But now he's gonna go in his Dawn Fan, and I don't want my entry hazards gone, so I'm gonna go into Gengar. He actually misclicked, I believe, right here. He went for the Stealth Rocks again, but then again, there isn't really much that he could do into Gengar in the first place, because he's gonna go for the Ice Shard, which is the only move that he has to hit me with, most likely. And it does like barely anything, so I should have tried to set up a Sob and maybe could have lived, but then again, all I really care is that his spinner is now gone, and my entry hazards are here to stay. As he goes into his Rotom, I figured now I can use my Ferrothorn as a really useful death fodder, as he locks himself in Hydro Pump, figuring it hits everything on my team really hard. And now I'm kind of backed against the corner, and I need to make a prediction here. And I do make the correct one, and I go for the Pursuit, because earlier he already switched out, and I haven't shown the Pursuit yet. And now the difference is, compared to the beginning of the match, first off, Breloom is gone, I got all my entry hazards off, so I might be able to do a little bit of a late game sweep here with my Honchkrow, as he goes into Jellicent, and I really lose nothing by going for the Pursuit. And I was really hoping maybe I can knock him out, but he lives with that 16 HP, and a disappointing fact, after this match I was checking the nature of Honchkrow, and it was Jolly. I usually prefer Adamant, and I'm not really sure why I even have a Jolly Honchkrow. But yeah, it's kind of going to cost me, as I'm not able to knock this thing out. And right here I might as well go out in style and just Brave Bird everything, since this is the last hit that I got, and I do knock out the Jellicent at the very least. And still, Honchkrow did a great job, and I was able to get rid of that Rotom, which otherwise with the Scarf could have destroyed the rest of my team. But anyways, here I figured it's a double knockout. I'm gonna go into Landorus. He has Celebi and Heatran. Landorus deals well with both of them, but I actually just didn't know that this Celebi turns out to be especially defensive, the worst kind of them all. Kinda probably should have seen from his team composition, and with the fact that especially defensive Celebi is kind of a thing in this meta game. But I was kind of just hoping against it. But of course, he's going to be able to stall me out here, alongside trying to predict me to switch out into, I believe it's my Gengar or even Heatran. He goes for the T-Wave. But right here, I figured now he's just going to go for the Recover again, because he's going to predict me just to keep going for the HPI. So now I'm going to make somewhat of a risky move, go into my Gengar, and hopefully I can set up a Sob on him, because I'm not really sure whether his Giga Drain can break it or not. It's kind of 50-50. Like, there might be some min-max damage, but I'm gonna try to set up that Sob on him. But he actually just opts to switch out, goes into his Heatran, and all I need to do is hit Focus Blast and I win this game. But of course I'm not going to rely on that, because I was thinking, well, I might as well go for the Shadow Ball. And even if it doesn't take him out, like it doesn't, you know, what is he going to do besides break my Sob? Oh, he's gonna go for the Flame Charge. Like, I should have seen that coming, and suddenly I'm like really scared of this Heatran, which has 13 HP left. And now this thing is actually able to break my Sob and then outspeed me, and now I'm just really scared. So he's gonna obviously go for the Fire type move, so I'm like, okay, I'll just go into Heatran, and I kind of just have to sack this thing. Because the Earth Power is kind of obvious, so I could have gone into my Claydol. But the thing is, if he were to predict me to go into Claydol, I could lose that match right there. So I didn't want that to happen. Because Fire Blast could still be a 2-hit KO, depending on min-max damage. And he's going to go for that right now, and it does do a lot of damage. And I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, and I was like, now what? And it turned out he still had Sugar Berry. Of course, it doesn't make a difference at this point, but it was still kind of funny, because it was already screwing me over, so it still had kind of one last laugh with the Sugar Berry at me, confusing me even more, because I have never seen that kind of Heatran before. It's actually a really interesting set. I thought about running like a freaking Flame Charge Heatran, because that's kind of its only way to really boost up, but never really got around it, and now I really got screwed by one. So that was really cool to see. It was kind of like a freaking new school, old school Heatran with Flame Charge, and then like Sugar Berry, which is like so Gen 4. But now I'm kind of just getting ahead of things, or kind of getting late with the prediction. I mean, with the narration. Because there's Celebi around here screwing me over, but there's not really much happening. I was able to get off the Rapid Spin, because I can't really do much of anything with my Claydol, and basically I'm just speeding up this part because there isn't much happening. I'm trying to do some damage with the Ice Beam, but that's not really working out. That's why in the first place I went for the Rapid Spin to kind of just support my team a bit, because yeah, indeed I can't really do much of anything to this Celebi. And yeah, every now and then he's predicting me to switch out, because, you know, he kinda is allowed to do that, and he can't because I can't do anything to him. But at this point I'm just sacking my Claydol so I can get a safe switch into my Gengar, because Claydol is not doing anything at this point. And finally it does go down, and I really wasn't able to achieve anything with my Ice Beams. Didn't even get a freeze after all those tries. But then again, that would have been really stupid, so yeah, good thing that I didn't get a freeze. So now I'm gonna go into my Gengar and set up a sub on him, and he actually goes for the Thunder Wave, so that was oh so delicious. I was really hoping that I would just live a Giga Drain with my sub, but that works out a lot better. And so now I'm free to fire off a free Shadow Ball as he goes for the Giga Drain, I do believe. And I do get the special defense drop, which pretty much just guarantees me the game, and he actually breaks my sub with the Giga Drain, and because it's a crit. But then again, maybe he could have done that otherwise anyways, because it would have been kind of close whether he could have break my sub or not, or whether it would have been kind of close for me whether I could have taken a Giga Drain, because it's still a stab Giga Drain. But then again, I could have tried the disable shenanigans with this thing, so he couldn't have done anything to me, so there's that. But because of the special defense drop, I do not need to worry about such things, and I just get to knock him out with another Shadow Ball, and that will be the game. So, thank you for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely had a lot of fun with this one, especially with that Heatran, because I've never seen that kind of Flame Charge Heatran in action. And it just really worked in this situation, and it just made it that much more difficult to deal with that Celebi in the end, and almost screwed me over. But yeah, I'm always a fan of Heatran, so it was definitely a good time seeing a Heatran like that. Didn't have a balloon, but you know, it had something similar to that, so it's all good. Sugar Berry Gen 4, I can dig that. Anyways, on other news, what do I have going on? Well, I'm gonna have this battle scheduled up for Saturday, as usual. That's when I tend to post my Wi-Fi battles these days. Right now I'm being kind of busy, because this weekend I'm actually gonna be at work from Friday till Sunday evening, because there's one rock festival that I'm gonna be working at. System of a Down is gonna be performing there, so I'm not really sure if I can even see that band because work, but you know, still gonna be working at that rock festival called Jurassic Rock. But that should be good times. But yeah, gonna be gone for this whole weekend, and then on Monday I'll go back to school, so things are going to be a bit hectic probably for the next week or so, and I'll try to have something pre-recorded. I already got the Mario Monday, so that's gonna be also scheduling that up for Monday to go up. But yeah, just saying that my uploads for like the next week or so might be a bit random till I get back to the whole swing of things, because, you know, going back to school and not being able to do anything for this weekend. So yeah, there is that. But yeah, hopefully after things get back to normal, I might be starting some sort of new LP, because Mario is kind of getting close to its end, so I should have room and time to record more, because Mario is indeed almost done. So there is that. But I think I've rambled enough, so thank you for watching again, and until next time, this is TheFlamingSpade signing out. Peace.